It was past midnight. Snow blanketed the ground like a ghostly quilt, and the bitter wind sliced through the trees like icy razors. Tom Carter gripped the steering wheel of his aging sedan, his knuckles white against the cracked leather. The roads were nearly empty, silent, except for the occasional growl of his engine and the rhythmic thump of his wipers pushing away snowflakes. His shift at the auto shop had ended hours ago, but he'd been driving aimlessly, unable to face the silence of home, a place that used to echo with laughter, now reduced to a whisper of memories. If had a way of turning even warmth into something cold. He was a single dad now, raising a 7-year-old daughter who asked about her mom more often than he had answers. But just as he rounded a dimly lit bend near Maple Ridge, his eyes caught something that didn't belong: a woman barefoot in the snow, wearing a white dress stained at the hem with dirt and ice. Her shoulders were trembling violently, and she held her heels in one hand as if she'd been walking for miles. Her eyes, wide and glassy, met his for a fleeting second before she looked away, ashamed or afraid. Maybe both. Tom slammed the brakes. Before we dive deeper into this emotional, life-changing story, if you believe in kindness, in second chances, in the power of doing the right thing when no one's watching, please take a moment to like this video, share it with someone who needs hope, and subscribe to Cuentos de Corazones Buenos. Your support helps us bring real, inspiring stories to life. Tom hesitated only for a heartbeat before stepping out into the bitter cold. He took off his jacket the moment he reached her, wrapping it around her shoulders without a word. The woman flinched but didn't run. She looked exhausted, like someone who had been carrying not just the weight of the snow, but the weight of the world. Her name, he would learn later, was Elise, and her story was unlike anything he had ever imagined. They sat in silence in the car for several minutes. She refused the heater at first, afraid to fog up the windows, afraid to be seen. Her fingers trembled as she clutched his coat tightly, refusing to meet his eyes. Tom, still soaked from the snow, didn't push her. His instincts, as a father, told him that sometimes people needed time before they could speak, even more so when they were clearly running from something. Elle was supposed to be married that day to a billionaire hotel mogul named Martin Grayson. The wedding had been televised. The guest list filled with celebrities and royalty. She was set to become Mrs. Grayson, a name worth more than most empires. But behind the glitz and glamour was a truth she couldn't live with. Elise had been adopted into a life of wealth, expected to marry wealth for the sake of family legacy. Her fiancé was powerful, ruthless, and behind closed doors cruel. No one believed her cries for help. No one saw the bruises hidden beneath the designer gowns or the broken soul beneath the flawless smile until she ran. She fled through the kitchen door of the cathedral, not even waiting for the limo, sprinting into the storm and heels, tearing her dress on wrought iron fences, and stumbling through frozen streets like a ghost escaping her grave. She didn't know where she was going, she just knew she had to get away. Tom listened quietly as Elise unraveled piece by piece. He didn't interrupt. He didn't judge. He offered her something she hadn't felt in a long time. Safety. The next few days were fragile. Tom let her stay in his guest room, though it was barely more than a storage space. His daughter Lily was instantly curious about the mysterious princess lady, who looked sad even when she smiled. Elise and Lily bonded faster than anyone expected. Elise, broken as she was, still had a warmth in her that children could sense. She read to Lily at night, helped her with homework, even taught her how to braid her hair the castle way. Tom watched this woman, the so-called runaway bride, transform from someone barely able to speak into someone who brought light back into his quiet home. But the shadows weren't far behind. News reports started flooding in. Billionaire's bride disappears mid-ceremony. Photos of Elise were everywhere. A reward was offered. Elise begged Tom not to turn her in. Her voice broke when she said, "If they find me, they'll make me go back. You don't understand what he's capable of." Tom had never seen fear like that in someone's eyes. But even he knew they couldn't hide forever. He had a choice. Protect a woman he barely knew, or protect his daughter from the chaos this could bring. But Lily surprised him one night when she said, "Daddy, you told me good people help sad people. Miss Elise is very sad. Please don't let the bad man take her." Those words stuck. Tom contacted a lawyer friend, someone who specialized in domestic abuse cases. What they uncovered about Martin Grayson was horrifying. Elise wasn't just escaping a bad marriage. She had escaped a cage. Photos, documents, testimony from former employees. It was enough to open an investigation. It wasn't easy. Martin sent men. He offered money. He tried threats. But Elise, with Tom and Lily at her side, stood her ground. And slowly, the world began to believe her. Months passed. Elise was no longer the woman in the torn dress. She became a voice for other women trapped behind money and status. Her story made headlines again, but this time for all the right reasons. And Tom found healing too. In helping Elise, he began to forgive himself for the things he couldn't fix in his past. The house was full again, not of noise, but of life. If this story touched your heart, if you believe in compassion, second chances, and the power of a stranger's kindness, please like, comment, and share this video. And don't forget to subscribe to Cuentos de Corazones Buenos so we can keep bringing you real, unforgettable stories that remind us what it means to be human. Speech balloon special request. Before you go, tell us in the comments, have you ever helped a stranger when they needed it most? Or has a stranger ever changed your life unexpectedly? We'd love to hear your story.